In recognition of their service to individuals as well as the community in general, the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul, the Mother Church of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, bestows the 2011 Keys and Sword Award upon Dr. Rosalie Miranda and Mr. Robert J. Sims.
My life began in South Philadelphia. Actually, I was born at St. Agnes Hospital in South Philadelphia to immigrant parents from Italy who actually did not even speak English. And so I grew up in this wonderful, caring, very loving home right around the corner of the 9th Street Market. Church was part of our life right from the beginning, and truly made the difference for me. Family, reaching out, sharing what you had, no matter what it was, became very important, basic and foundational principles for me growing up.
My father's an immigrant, came from Lithuania. I used to walked as a child, walked to Lithuanian church because English was not too good. So we were a very poor family. My father and mother were charitable, give-backers kind of people. When I was 15, I helped collect for the Church Society up at Resurrection Parish, is where we lived then. My brother and I went around and collected all the money for the pastors, for the priests. And then I enlisted in the Navy when I was 17 because my country was at war. And so I served there and served in the Navy. I wound up training squadrons for all that time. My father died before I got out.
When Bob's father passed away, Bob took over the family business, caring for his mother, 2 sisters and a brother, while finishing high school and attending Temple University to get his degree. After receiving his master's degree at the American College, he taught in the graduate program there.
I first met Bob Sims when I was about 14 or 15 years old and was going out with his sister. And he was the very careful older brother, making sure that I got her home on time and being very effective as a guardian. Bob married a little later in life, and he married a widow who already had 3 children. And then they had children together. But he was an excellent father, an excellent husband, and has a marvelous family. Unfortunately, his wife has already gone to God, but his children take very good care of him, and that shows the wonderful love and care he had shown to them in their early lives and even now.
In speaking with my siblings, the word that really has been consistent through all of them is selfless. My dad is really, when you think about it, 7 children, 17 grandchildren, he truly embodies that word. He puts us before him. He always has. He's always put his family, and my mother as well. They both put their family before their needs.
My education initially was in nursing. Okay, she did her undergraduate work in nursing at Villanova, and nursed, was on the faculty at St. Agnes Hospital down in South Philadelphia, and then ultimately joined the faculty out at Newman. Family is very, very important to us. God has been good to us. We have been blessed with 3 great children. They have all married well, great spouses, and have produced 5 grandchildren for us. And one is cuter than the next, and one is smarter than the next, so we're blessed with them.
I never really thought of them as a child as anything but mom and dad. It was when I graduated from college and started working, becoming a professional, that I really appreciated what she's done as a nurse and as an educator. And I used to work in healthcare, and then 6 years ago I started working here at Newman. And to see what she's done and to appreciate where she came from and her roots, where she came from, is just, you don't appreciate it as a kid, you really grow to appreciate it as an adult.
I think of those words, to those who've been given much, much is expected. Bob lives that every day.
Bob has been active for many years with many different committees and boards for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, especially in the area of finance, trying to get the greatest possible return on the funds of the Archdiocese and trying to get the best possible deals, you can say, for the expenditures of the Archdiocese.
Because he believes Jesus established this church, he feels privileged to be a part of this church, and therefore tries to live that gospel and donate as much time and energy, resources as he can for the furtherance of the gospel and for his own personal benefit. In a sense, he becomes closer to the Lord Jesus Christ himself.
He's a very principled man. He's lived his life based on morals and values. And honestly, he's lived his life for his family through a strong faith. His faith has gotten him through a lot, and I think he's a very principled and moral person, and he lives by his actions, not by his words. And that's something he's instilled in all of us, all 7 children.
Bob's always the first one on the phone. If there's trouble in the church, he's the first one on the phone. How you doing? I need to know. How you doing? And that's his gregarious spirit. That's Bob's love for the church, love for the priest. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. He'll say that so often. Bob works and in many ways has a ministry because he knows he has to.
Frank Schulte tells a funny story because he was talking to Cardinal Kroll one time and they were trying to put somebody in the financial committee, and he said, put Bob Sims in there because he's a Lithuanian. That's a minor. We can solve 2 things in one thing. We get a good man and we get a minority. I've had the good fortune of meeting 3 popes in my lifetime, and I've seen them eye to eye. The last one, I looked, John Foley introduced me to him, and I holding his hand, and I looked at his eye, and I said, there's the Holy Spirit, and he's looking right in the eye, and he's saying, help me with my church. I figured, there goes another committee.
When I think of the Catholic Church and the time that Bob has devoted to the church, that has been extremely selfless. He has spent so many hours, days, weeks, and months working with the church in so many different capacities, whether it be on the finance committee, whether it be involved in some of the special recognitions he's received, of working with parishes and high schools, being on boards of trustees. The man must have more hours in a day than most men because he contributes and contributes significantly.
I think a person of the gospel has an unbelievable work ethic that doesn't say, well, I'll do so much and then it's my time. Bob's always on. Bob's always responding to the needs of his family, the needs of his parish, the needs of the community, the needs of the Archdiocese, and he's always available. He's selfless. Bob's the type of person that you call him, what do I need to do? Where do I need to be? Gloria used to tease so often that Bob would work 7 days a week, and that's the truth, because Bob is always Bob Sims, and he's always fantastic at what he does, and he's always up, and in the midst of anything going on, Bob's the type of person who lifts your spirit because he's a person of hope, and a person of hope is a person of the gospel.
She is an outstanding representative of lay leadership in the Catholic Church.
Well, she, I think, probably was responsible first for the campus's conversion to a residential campus, so the introduction of on-campus housing, which significantly changed it from a commuter university to now a commuter and residential university. She also led the way with the conversion from the college to our university status. But I think more than anything, she has continued to instill the Franciscan and Catholic mission into the university throughout all of its programs, its sports programs, its academic programs, its campus programs. That really has been her greatest accomplishment.
She has made a strong, intentional commitment that the Catholic Franciscan values are integrated in a pervasive manner across the university community.
What awakens me in the middle of the night and gets me up in the morning, energized and passionate to go and do what I need to do as president of Newman University, is the responsibility that I have to advance that which is Catholic and Franciscan.
Dr. Miranda has a way where people want to do well because they want to help her out. I know that I want to succeed because I know in my success I'm helping her. And I think she gives so much to everybody throughout the university, with the sisters, with her family, that everybody around her just tries to give her as much support so she can do her job to the best of her ability.
Rosalie had begun to build, again in her inimitable way, a wonderful relationship with the leadership team. And we were preparing to go to the meeting, and Rosalie said, I'm going to ask the sisters for those 10 acres behind the residence halls, because we really need those to expand for our new center for sports, spirituality, and character development. And I reminded her, I said, Rosalie, don't you remember last year the sisters said they don't have any more land to give us? And she said, oh, don't worry about that. You know, we'll just get in there and ask her for the land. And sure enough, she did, and sure enough, they generously gave us the land.
As president, Rosalie Miranda has taken many risks, and we're standing in one of the risks. This building, the Miranda Center for Sports, Spirituality, and Character Development, was a tremendous risk for a university president to take. The fundraising for a project like this, the building of it, to get the support of it, and the acceptance of the college, the university community, was a huge risk, because we're trying to associate sports with character and spirituality. And when you put it all together into this venue, and you see how Newman has made it work, it really has had tremendous impact.
Faith is just so important to us as a family. It's so important to Rosalie in her work environment. It is so important to her in her interaction with the administration, with the faculty, and most of all with the students. Students recognize that. They recognize the genuine faith. Okay, it's not words, it's actions. It really is Rosalie.
Rosalie Miranda, the Catholic, the faith-filled woman, the industrious, hard-working woman whose life's blood is committed to the values and the mission as a Catholic institution, and who is tireless in her efforts to bring the message of the gospel to young people. And that is especially reflected in the fact that the Archdiocese would recognize her for this award.
There's no one that I know who really lives the faith in the way that she lives it. And I think that model that she presents, not only to students, but to every single person that she encounters, is nothing like I've seen any other person, quite frankly, that I know. And she does it with such tremendous energy and enthusiasm. And I think that's the way that Jesus really wanted the faith to be presented.
My mother, as president of this university, is unapologetically Catholic. She is true and consistent to her faith, but also to the mission, the Catholic Franciscan mission of this university, and doesn't compromise from that.
She's enthusiastic, she's dynamic, she's faith-filled, she's a great family role model. She's the whole package.
Bob Sims is just an extremely caring, loving, kind, gentle person. He's a tough businessman. He's very good at what he does in a business sense. But when it comes to his family and it comes to his faith, he gives of his heart and soul.
I describe Bob Sims as a staunch Roman Catholic family man.
Bob is such a father. He looks like a father. He looks like a grandfather. Gloria used to say, big bad Bob, but he's nothing but a teddy bear.
You know, to be honest, my dad, you know, was a big guy, but he's a very emotional guy, and he really was very touched by this award. He was, you know, he cried and was very touched that the Archdiocese and the Cathedral are recognizing him for this award, and it is very special to him.
He is enthusiastic. I think that's the best way to describe Bob Sims. The word enthusiasm comes from the word to be in God. And Bob really is in God, on fire with faith, with a love for the Lord and for His church.
Dr. Miranda, congratulations on this great award. You deserve it more than anybody I know. I'm so thankful to have you as such a great role model and mentor. Congratulations.
Well, Rosalie, I'm extremely privileged to have worked with you for these past 10 years. And I've learned so much from you, and I'm forever grateful for your generosity to me and to my entire family.
Rosalie, I offer you my heartiest congratulations and gratitude for the work that you do in the interest of the mission and values of Newman University. On a personal note, I thank you for being such a great role model of our Catholic tradition as expressed through a lay vocation as the president of Newman University.
Just want to thank you for being an incredible role model, and I love you.
I am just so proud of what you have done, what you are doing, and what you have accomplished over the years. You deserve the award, you've worked hard for it, and I'm just proud to be part of it, a small part of it. God bless you and thank you.
Bob, this is just another wonderful recognition of your years of contribution to the Catholic Church.
First of all, congratulations, Bob. It's a well-deserved award. You indeed have done very, very much for our church. Your time, your talent, your energy, the numbers of tens of thousands of hours that you've donated over the years, at least the 40 years I've known you, for this Archdiocese, helping in every way that you possibly can. And all of us wish to say, thank you, Bob. Thanks very much.
Congratulations, Bob, and thank you for all that you have done for the church. Thank you for the example you give of being such a wonderful grandfather, father, and husband. But most importantly, Bob, thank you for all that you have done for me and the many priests of the Archdiocese.
On behalf of your 7 children and your in-laws and your 17 grandchildren, this is another avenue for us to say congratulations and we love you and we're so proud of you.
I am honored. I am honored, and thank you all very much for making it possible and for all the support you've given me over the years. Because I didn't do anything by myself. Everybody made it happen. Everybody made it happen, not me.
I am humbled receiving this award. I am honored receiving it. And I actually want to accept it on behalf of all faithful Catholics, hoping that this would inspire yet one other person to do one more good thing for another. That would be my hope. That would be my expectation. Thank you so very, very much.
Dr. Rosalie Miranda and Mr. Robert Sims continually demonstrate the gospel values of faith, selfless service, personal sacrifice, respect, and valor in their daily lives. The Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul now proudly recognizes their contributions with the 2011 Keys and Sword Award.